Welcome to For Unity TV episode 9. You see, we're breaking a sweat here because today we will be talking about Let's Get Physical. If you have not checked out For Unity TV yet, you won't know that we are doing something amazing, something so diverse, and something just to spread the love across the world. So today, if you have not checked out our Love-a-thon from last year, 2020, in the midst of the pandemic, we did an amazing Love-a-thon, including everybody from different countries, different backgrounds, different talents to spread a message of love and unity. So check that out. You can check it out on For Unity TV. If you're watching live right now, I just want you to hashtag live and hashtag where you're from. Also, if you're looking on the replay, hashtag replay and just throw where you're from in there, because today, again, we're about to get physical, and we're so excited that you're joining us because essentially, if you missed our show last week, we talked about mental health, which right now with the pandemic and so many things going on, it has been insane, literally insane. But we realized last week that, mental health doesn't discriminate. And in the same way, physical diseases and disorders don't discriminate either. And if you don't realize it, if your mental health is not in check, your physical health won't be in check either, and vice versa. That's why we just wanted to continue our talk about staying healthy today. So we're so excited for you to join. Don't forget to share the video. Again, hashtag live if you're watching now and where you're watching from. And I'm so excited to jump into this. Today, first, we're going to be discussing something that we have gone through health-wise. Each one of us will be sharing a personal story with you of something health-wise that we've either experienced or somebody else has gone through, and how it's changed our life and how it's changed our lifestyle. If you have gone through something, whether it's diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, whatever it may be, you feel free to drop it in the comments and we can talk a little bit about it. But we're going to hop right in and talk to these beautiful ladies, and we'll be starting off with Iris.
I am so happy to be on this episode. It has not come at a better time. My name is Iris, as you've heard, and I'm from upstate New York, Schenectady. And about my family, I haven't recently heard, but I've understood now that my dad actually has hypertension, and so finding out that that's actually a hereditary trait meaning I can get that. It's changed my way of life, and even with that, because of COVID, I've actually gained a lot of weight too with certain like lifestyle changes, and having that on top of that hereditary trait has definitely pushed me towards making better decisions in my life. So I recently joined the gym. It taught me to make different choices in the things I've eaten. And now I am way better. I've lost a couple pounds, which is awesome. And I'm feeling so much better. So I can't wait to get into this discussion. It's going to be awesome.
That's so good, Iris. And for those of you who don't know, we talk about COVID-19, but the real deal is COVID-15. If you have not heard about that yet, it's 15 pounds has been the average amount of weight that people have gained during this time of the COVID pandemic. So it's so true, Iris. And Iris touched on something that is so important, our genetics. It's so, so important to know our family history and what we are susceptible to, because just because you have that genetic history does not mean that it has to happen to you. It just means you're more prone to it. But the key is to take preventative measures to decrease your risk of getting that. Awesome, Iris. I love it. Peggy.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be on tonight for another episode. My name is Portia. I am coming to you from Queens, New York. And one of the health issues that I want to talk about is eating disorders. So in high school, it was I always feel like I was in a box, and everyone always felt like they had to be the person, one kind of person, and the person around them. And especially with social media on top of that becoming such, thing of our lives. It's so easy to see something and compare yourself to everyone else, compare your body to everyone else, and in reality we don't even look like the person we are in the photo. So as to why we're comparing ourselves to someone else is just not right. So the thing that I want to talk about is I've seen a lot of people, a lot of my friends, they wanted to lose weight, but also I had other friends in the same group that wanted to gain weight. So it was just trying to achieve this ideal body, but in reality, it's not achievable because we're all made differently and we have different metabolisms. We all eat differently. We are built differently. So I just want to touch on that and just realize that we're not the same, and just be happy with who you are and just be
Absolutely.
yourself. Yep.
Yeah.
I think everyone feels that way. So it's really important to be kind to yourself. So what you talked about, Deline, is gaining 15 weight in quarantine. It's like it's inevitable because we were home the whole time. We had to stay inside. It was good if you stayed inside. So yeah.
And that's so true. I mean, now more and more people are on social media, and people forget that with apps you can airbrush, you can switch how you look, switch your waist size. And there's an actress who I love. I love Sandra Bullock. I have so much respect for her because she's a fantastic actress. But I watched her do an interview once, and the host asked her, "How do you stay so fit? How do you do it?" And she said, "I get paid to be like this." She said, "When I do a movie, I get paid to work out 6 hours a day." And she said, for all the ladies watching there, this isn't realistic. She was like, "Don't look at me and say this is how you want to be, or I envy her because she looks like that." Because she said, "I get paid." She said, "I'm not taking care." At that point, she was like, "I'm not taking care of kids. I'm not going to school. This is my job, is to look like this." And I really just respected that a lot, because I think a lot of times that gets shifted to the side what reality is. And there's even studies out that show that people who scroll through social media before bed have a higher risk of depression and low self-esteem, because if you look through social media, mostly everybody's posting positive things, which is good. If they're on vacation, if they got a new car, if they got written up a feature, everybody's posting good things, which is good. We want to spread like positive news. But we never really see the bad times in people's lives, because it's hard. When you share bad times in your life, that's really opening up and making yourself vulnerable. So also remember that when you look at it. Anybody else want to comment on weight?
Yeah, it's so like it can become toxic at times. Like you see all these people loving where they're at. Meanwhile, like Portia's pointed out, everybody's made different. Like there are things in your life or in your DNA where it may be hard for you to gain weight or it's hard for you to lose weight, and then to compare yourself to somebody who is fit and is always doing something that you wish you could have done, it becomes almost fatal to you. You try to make those changes and then you can't, and then you become depressed and stuff like that. So it's important to, like, especially when you're young, these young girls and young boys, it's so important to show them as parents, as people in their environment, that you love them the way they are. They're created that way for a reason, and you just continue to love on them, because the world will show them so many things that they can take in a negative way. But once you show them that they are loved the way they are, and continue to be the way they are, it can bring such a positive outcome. So hopefully, as we start to grow and this next generation comes up, we can start to do that, promote more positivity about yourself, and just continue to love on others, because positivity brings positivity.
Hi guys, this is Alicia. We're coming to you from Queens, New York as well. And I just want to piggyback off of what Peggy said, and everyone is saying that, like with social media, is like, that's like young girls these days, or even myself, I won't lie. Like you look at all these people and you're saying like, look at them. Sometimes I say to my sister, like, wow, look at her stomach, like, so flat. Like, why can't we be like that? But then I realized that, we're all made differently, and we all have different body structures and different body types. And we all struggle with, eating disorder, weight gain, weight loss. And it's something that we all have to learn from each other and gain each other input on how to maintain a healthy lifestyle, how to go about doing that without even, it's like, oh, you're fat, or fat shaming you, or eat shaming you. That's something we have to learn, um, and let people around us learn how not to do certain things like that to people, because then that's where all that eating disorder stuff came from. And one thing I want to share with you guys that I struggle with, after I got married, I started gaining a lot of weight. And after gaining a lot of weight, it also messes like with my hormones and with my menstrual cycles. And I would like go on like with months, like without even like having, sometimes I'd be excited, like, oh my God, I'm pregnant, but no, I wasn't pregnant. But like, I went to several doctors, and they couldn't find out what's going on, why this is happening. Like, no one could. And then I finally, after several doctors, I finally reached out to one doctor, and she's like, you try to lose the weight. So then I start losing. I'm like, she's so like straight up, lose the weight. And I start doing that. I start like working out, I start eating healthy. After like working out for a while, I start gaining the weight again. So then and then living in a Caribbean household, you always have rice and curry. So it's hard to have all that. So then I went on a strict like keto diet, no carb. And after doing that, like I start seeing results, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna stick to doing that. And I've been sticking to doing that, and I've been healthy, and that's one of the stuff that I've been doing. What about you, Annie?
Hi guys. My name is Annie, and I'm joining you guys also from Queens, New York. And one of the health issues that I want to share with everybody is when I was about 16, I think I may have been 16 or 17, I was diagnosed with PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it's just a disease that just messes with how your body works and your hormones and your hormone levels and all of that. So for years, I've been given different types of medication and nothing was working. I tried everything to lose weight, eating healthy, exercising, and basically nothing was working until I was like, you know what, enough is enough. So I started doing my own research and just reading a lot of medical articles and journals, and just other girls who are women who have been diagnosed with the same thing and what has worked for them. And I actually found that actually going gluten-free and dairy-free can help with just the inflammatory responses of your hormones and all of that, and how your body reacts to it. So for about, I would say 3 months now, I've been gluten-free and dairy-free, and I have seen so much difference, not only in my energy level, but just losing the weight and all of the bloating and all of that. And I can say my body is somewhat starting to function normally. So yeah, I mean, I've been taking prescribed medications for years, and it wasn't working until I just decided to try something new and natural. And I'm not taking those medications anymore. I'm just focusing on staying dairy-free and gluten-free, which is hard. Like my sister said, being from a Caribbean household, a Guyanese household, you have gluten everywhere, you have dairy everywhere, but finding the right substitute and just being disciplined in your mind can help you.
Yes, discipline is like a lot. Self-control is a lot. It's good. But you can do it. If we can do it, if all of us can do it, you guys could do it as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I love that you guys talked about it. And I think you guys hit on two important things about, one, just your body being so different. Everybody's body is just so different. What you do, like, Alicia brought up the keto diet. That may work for Alicia, but it may not work for somebody else. And that's what's so important. Recently I got boarded in obesity medicine, and I did it because I love preventative medicine. I love helping people not to get to a point where they're sick. And that was my goal. And I just learned so much. As you know, the body's so crazy, because I'll just let you know, our body like wants us to hang on to fat, because we're in like survival mode. It wants us to gain weight, because from back in the day, when sometimes people didn't know when they were going to eat next. That's how our body's wired, is to hold on to it. So that's why we're all made so differently. And I think the other thing that's so important you guys brought up is having a good conversation with your doctor. And it's not only because I'm a doctor that I'm saying that, but Alicia, you brought up that you went to different people, but I think it's really nice when you have somebody that you can sit down and talk to. And as a physician, I never use the word, we don't use the word fat, like, because with that, when I got boarded, they talked about that there's so many stereotypes, that people who are overweight, that a lot of people think that they're lazy, that all they do is eat, that's how they gain the weight. But it's not true. That's not true at all. A lot of times it also has to do with hormones, like Annie and Alicia, you guys talked about. So there's so many things that play a role in it. So definitely make sure you're doing something that works for you. Don't look at somebody else and say, oh, they lost 30 pounds, doing gluten-free, or they lost 30 pounds doing keto, because that may not be your thing. Because I tell you what, I can never do keto. I'm gonna throw that out there. I'm sorry. Like, and Alicia, I give you so much credit, because I could never survive on keto. And my big thing is, you have to find something that you can be consistent with. Once you can be consistent with it, you're going to be successful with it. But if you can't be consistent with it, you're going to gain the weight back. So find something that works for you, and in the long run, you'll be the most successful with that. So thank you, ladies. All right, Sam is up next.
Hey guys, my name is Sam, like Dr. D said. So I'm coming to you guys live from Stony Brook University. And so the health issue that I kind of want to talk about is high blood pressure. And with that, I want to talk about like stress. So I know everybody has stress, whether you're in school, you're working, you have a family, like everybody's stress level, like it's always up there. It's always coming from different things. No matter what you're going through, there's always stress there. So high blood pressure kind of runs in our family. And I'm always doing things, so I'm always stressed, studying, busy schedule, like not sleeping as much as I should be. So, having that run in the family, it made me aware that like stress is also not good for that. And I'm more likely to have high blood pressure as I get older, because of all of the stress and that I'm under, and like the things that I'm doing. So because of that, I had to like find a way to relieve that stress and make sure that I'm not adding more to my life, but also enjoying it at the same time. So I had to find hobbies that, one, would keep me healthy and help me relieve those stress. So like, hobbies like exercising, music, just ways to relax myself so that I can continue doing the things I want to do. Because I'm not saying like the things I'm doing is causing me stress and I'm not happy. Like I'm happy doing it, but it is stressful. So like in order for me to keep myself doing the things that make me happy, I also had to find a way to release that stress so that I can control how high my pressure was, and that it doesn't get to the point where I will have high blood pressure.
That's so good that you talked about that. And with stress, people don't realize it, what stress does. Stress, I'm sure everybody's heard of cortisol levels. Stress causes your cortisol levels to go up. And when your cortisol level goes up, especially for you ladies out there, your estrogen hormone level goes up. And guess what loves estrogen? Fat tissue. Adipose tissue loves estrogen. So that's why as we get older and our hormones are all over the place, for our ladies who are listening, it's really hard, that midsection, people call it muffin top, whatever you want to call it, bra back, whatever. Indian people have the bra back issue. You have the muffin top. Those issues. And then like the thighs, it's just really hard to lose weight. The back bubble. It's really hard to lose weight with that. And you talked about sleep, Emily, that's so important. It's really important to get about 7 to 8 hours of sleep for multiple reasons, because that's when our brain rests. That's how our memories become long-term memories. So for all you guys cramming out there, you'll remember it for the test, but ultimately you won't remember it in the long run. So sleep is so, so important. Now, I tell you what, when I was younger, I probably Like when I was in training, sometimes I'd hang out with my friends maybe until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Then I'd be in the ICU at 5 o'clock putting in lines on sick people. And you know what? I could do that. Like I was functional, but I definitely could not do that now. I mean, if I'm working on something late, I'm like this. Working on something. So I don't know if any of you other ladies want to just comment on sleep and how you do when you don't sleep.
Yeah, I don't do very well when I don't sleep. So I think sleep is like super important. I like to take little naps if I can. I think it's helpful for me. So I think because I don't typically do like 8, 9 hours every night. So I try to like stabilize myself and do a couple of days, 8 hours, but then a couple of days are like 5 hours, because of the stuff that I have to do. So I try to go back and forth on it.
I'm like completely the opposite. I can never take a nap. If I only close my eyes, I'm out for the count until the next day. So for me, like I have to make sure that I take a moment in time just to sit down and breathe. Like if I'm super stressed, I'm everywhere. Like my mind is going 30 miles an hour. I feel like I'm on a freight train. And so like I have to either sit down and draw or listen to music. I have to take a breath. So like it's honestly important. Find a happy medium, find a good balance when you're feeling stressed out, because not only does it affect us mentally, it affects us physically, and it can, just take that moment, because your mind can go anywhere at any time when you're stressed. It's so true.
Yeah, I know like I had to adjust my sleep schedule. I think in high school, I wouldn't take any naps because if I took a nap, I would sleep for 2 to 3 hours and I'm like, dang it, I can't fall asleep at night now. And then like the cycle messes up all over again. But like when I came to college, like I didn't have time to take those 2 to 3 hours nap, but I also had to make sure I got enough sleep. So I had to change it where I took 30-minute naps, because if I slept longer than 30 minutes, then I didn't want to wake up. But if I slept shorter than 30 minutes, then it didn't feel like a nap. So like 30 minutes was like my limit. Like I have to take a 30-minute. Well, I don't have to. Sometimes I fall asleep during my doing homework, but like it's the 30 minutes that I have to set that limit so that I'm fully rested to keep going again, but enough where I can still sleep well the night and wake up for the next morning.
That is so true. Like what Dr. D said, like your brain need that extra rest. Sleep. I love sleep. If there's a job where I can go sign up for to sleep, sign me up. That's me. And I love naps. Like after church, when I come home, I have to take my nap. I don't care what it is. I have to take my nap. And you want to know what I do too during the day on my lunch break? I nap. I nap on my lunch break. That's what I do because I love my sleep. Because sometimes dealing with something like your brain processes so much information throughout that day. I'm like, I need to go take that 30-minute nap. I need to go rest my brain a little, come back fresh and renew, start the day again. That's me. I love my nap.
And like you can look at Alicia and you can see how happy she is. And I just want to say we're talking about getting physical. What does that have to do with one voice, one heart, one nation under God, and us bringing people together? When people are happier, then they're less, amenable to rioting and killing people and doing things like that. If you're a happy person because you're taking naps, like Alicia, I rarely see her get upset. Maybe she gets upset at home, but it's like maybe she gets upset because she just goes around being very happy and very positive. Sorry, Peggy, I cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine. I was gonna add to you guys saying that ever since I saw this thing, it was during quarantine. I was like, it said that your body will always tell you what it needs. So just listen to it. So if you need a nap, take a nap. Whatever you're doing, it will get done, but it won't get done if you're tired or if you're stressed out. So just take a breather. I like naps. I could spend the whole day sleeping, honestly, if I take every option, every chance I can to take a nap. I love sleep. It is the greatest thing ever. So if you're tired, take a nap or take a break, or just because as a college student, and I have a job, it just gets very stressful, and it gets I would rather do anything else but take a nap rather than go to work or go to sleep. Take a Kit Kat, yeah, anything, eat a Snickers or something. Just listen to your body, and I always say be kinder to yourself, because with everything that's going on, you have to be kinder to yourself. So yeah.
And then like for me, like when I go on vacation, like if I go somewhere like the islands or something, I like know my body just like Peggy said, your body just knows that you are physically away from the noise, away from your busy life. And I literally just want to sleep. I fold up, I could go to the beach and literally all day.
I have been witness to that.
Yes, Delene will tell you.
I have
Like,
witnessed it.
I would sleep all day and sleep right through the night. Like I don't like every day, and maybe for the 3 days I know like my body just like feels like a lump of clay because, you know, because we're going all the time, right? We're going and like Peggy said, you know, she's still in college, but you can't really sleep when your body says you want to sleep. Sometimes I want to sleep when I'm driving and you're like, oh, let me just take a nap. On the LIE. So you're really like when you get into a busy lifestyle, moms and dads, and you have a job and you have children, you really can't be like pulling over and sleeping on the couch and your kids are like falling down the stairs, you know?
No, I do my naps at the stoplight. So
I think I would leave my longer sleeps for the weekends, but lately I haven't been able to do that. And I think one weekend I stayed here on campus and my friends were all here too. And I was like, peace Friday night, went to sleep. I didn't wake up until like 1 p.m. the next day. They kept calling my phone. They're like, are you okay? They're like, things are happening. Like, why aren't we hearing from you? I walked out of the room in my robe and I was like, what do you want? I was like, I'm sleeping. They're like, we weren't sure if you were like alive. I was like, I'm catching up on sleep, but I just came back right back to my room and I went back to sleep. I was like, nope, catching up on my sleep.
Another thing too is like, oh, I didn't introduce myself yet. Hi, I'm Emily from South Roseland Park, Queens. But another thing about sleep is like, you can't function if you're tired. Like you just can't. And Sam tells me this all the time. I try to stay awake and do my work because I'm like, no, I have to get this done. Then I'll sleep. I'll be fine. Like I can get it done. But I take so much longer doing my work when I'm tired, whereas I should just take that 30-minute nap, wake up, finish my work in an hour, and then I can relax. Like sleeping when you're tired, like obviously you like when you're tired, like Kenisa was saying, like when you have busy lifestyles, you can't do that as often. But if you're tired and like you find yourself taking so much longer to do things, whereas you can get them done so much faster if you just get that 30 minutes in, get that hour in, and knock out those things super fast. It helps you get through the day. If you don't have sleep, you can't get through the day. You just can't. Like you'll drag on. And if you get that good night rest, if you take your vitamins, like my grandma always tells me, taking vitamins are important. And I get reminded of that all the time. But doing those little things to make sure that your health is in check gets you through the day. It makes you a lot more productive. It allows you to get so much more things done. It allows you to be happier. It allows you to be more productive. And that is what is most important.
So true. We all obviously love sleep. Alicia, we're all coming and applying for a job wherever you work so we can get our nap in. I mean, I'm already in. So that's so true. And I mean, no matter your background, no matter what you do, we all need sleep. And just like Kenise said, you know, happy people don't go out and get upset and do mass shootings and, you know, hurt other people. You know, we all know that that's triggered from something that's way deeper down inside, whether it's fear, hate, whatever it is, that's triggered from something else. So our mental, physical, spiritual, emotional health is just so important. So next up we have Kenise.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kenise. I'm coming to you guys from Long Island, New York. The issue or the health issue that I want to just bring up is diabetes. So diabetes has been in our family and it's something that I did for many generations and I don't want to claim it at all. Like many of them the ladies are saying that, you know, they look at other people. I've been like numb to that. I really don't look at anybody else because I feel, for me, I feel like if I look at somebody else's physical body or even their education level, their job, it's like, God, I'm not thankful for what you've done in me and what I look like. So I don't do that. Like, I don't remember, maybe when I was younger, a lot younger, maybe 16, 17, maybe you're like looking at these other, you know, girls and how they're, you know, they're so well put together and they can wear their tank tops and they can wear a shirt and they can cut off and their bellies can show, you know, and their belly isn't going all the way to the floor. You can't see your toes. You're like, where are my toes? I thought I had toes. You know? So I used to say like, I wasn't born like a size like 6. You know, my sister was always a size 2, and then I was always like a size 12. You know, now I'm a 14. I've been a 14 for many, many years before I had my daughter. After, I mean, I'm still a 14. I just don't leave this number. I would love to be a 10 or maybe a 12, maybe a 12. I will settle for a 12. I can fit into some 12s. But, you know, growing up with my sister who were a 2, and then she was single digits and I'm double digits, it was just like everything was like double digits. But it never bothered me like that. You know, I never had an eating disorder. I never starved myself. I love food. But, you know, focusing on diabetes, what I do, and I agree with Deline and Alicia, like with the keto and things like that, you got to do something that works for you, that you totally enjoy. I can't work out on a treadmill, right? I can't work out, you know, in a basement by myself. I would love to get a Peloton, you know, I would. Somebody offered me one and I was like, nope, don't want one, because I know I'm never going to use it. I am a people person. I love to kickbox. So I love to go outside in the open doors and see the birds flying and then do my walk and my jog outside. I want to stop the birds. And then so I find what like works well for me. And I also fast. So I do spiritual fasting to also keep my spirit life kind of in check. So twice a week on Wednesdays and Fridays, you know, and I also for myself, again, is just like I eat sweets. Like I would eat something sweet on a Saturday or Sunday. So my weekends during the week, if I don't go out to like a business dinner or something like that, I don't touch any sweets. So I kind of monitor my eating without really monitoring my eating by saying, Kenise, you can't have any of these things ever, ever, ever. So otherwise I'll be like, I want it all. So that's what works for me, so that I could face the fact, you know, about diabetes. And I don't want diabetes and I don't claim diabetes. It's a generational curse. And, you know, I think our generation, we're going to break that generation, Delina and myself and our family. So break that generation, break that curse in our generation. So that's my whole spiel. And I kickbox. Did I tell you guys I kickbox? Yeah. I want self-defense to beat up people.
Yes,
We
and
need
again, in the
to
same
show
way.
us some of those move, Kenise. Need to show us some of that, you know, kickboxing.
That'll be our next episode. Kickboxing with Kenny is.
I like that. Yes.
And again, that's so important because, you know, going back to what I said, you have to find just what works for you. And, you know, I never tell people that you have to do this and don't eat that unless it's a medical condition. Like if they have a gluten allergy, obviously they have to try and be gluten free. But if they're not, I'm like, God made food. Food is good. All you have to do is just portion and, you know, moderate what you eat. You know, it's all moderation. So you can have, you know, your carbs, your pastas, your brownie, but you can't eat the whole pan of brownie, you know, within one day. You can't like eat a whole tub of ice cream in one sitting. You can't like eat the tray of cookies. Like I tell people, you know, if you're gonna eat chips, we're all guilty. It's easy to eat a bag of chips sitting and watching a movie, right? Like if you have a bag of chips next to you, you're just like, nom, 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 like munching on it, or a tray of cookies. So I'm like, go ahead and take out your serving size, put it in a bowl, put it on a paper towel, and that's it. So it's just moderation is so key. So yeah, and you know, you guys can tell all the ladies are talking about what they love, and you can see how everybody's just so different in regards to what works for them. But you just have to find what works for you. All right, and then next up,
I just want to say, like, a quick tip is like, if you want to save yourself from eating any of those foods, just don't buy them. You know, right. Like I don't buy, like once a month, I buy like a cookie mix or a brownie mix because my daughter likes to make it. But once a month, like when we go to the store, if it's already there, we already made it for the month of April. That's it. We're not making it anymore. There's no ice cream in the house. There's no chips except for her school chip. You know, like we moderate that because I feel like when it's there, for me, I'm more prone to like eating. Oh, well, it's there. Somebody got to eat it. You know, there's starving children in Africa and I got to make sure I eat for them.
True.
Yeah. And with that too, like, don't, like, if you're gonna like healthy eat it and your mind is going to crave for it, your brain is going to crave for it. So you just don't want to shut your body completely out of it, because you're going to want it more. So satisfy that craving, like Jolene said. Don't go sit there with a whole can of cookie and a whole, just take a portion, like satisfy that craving, and you're going to see it goes away. Like you're dieting and you're like, oh my God, I can't have rice. Mom cooked some chicken curry and I want it. I'm not like, I don't want it, but then my mouth like, oh my God, I want it, So I will go portion, not like a lot, like a whole plate, but like portion myself with a little bit just to crave, that what my brain is wanting, I feed that craving. So then it goes away. I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, so true.
I completely agree. I know Dr. D was going to introduce me, but I just wanted to jump right into it because I was actually going to talk about diabetes too. So this just flows perfectly. A lot of our family members have diabetes, and it's about breaking that generational curse, but it's also about making sure that what I eat and what I do to maintain my healthy lifestyle won't allow that disease to come into me. It's about making sure that I stay healthy. I exercise as much as I can. I eat healthy as much as I can. Yes, there are going to be those days where I crave the sweet, where I really want to eat junk food, which are a lot of days. Okay, but which are a lot of days for me. But it's all about that moderation. It's all like echoing what Dr. D said. It's all about eating those things in moderation, making sure that like you don't completely shut it out, but you allow yourselves to have those days where it's like, okay, fine. Like one day I can eat sweet, or one day I can eat like junk food, but keeping on that stable diet, keeping on that exercising will allow our bodies to not get those diseases. We have to make sure that we are doing those active steps day in and day out to make sure that we don't get those diseases. And we believe God that those diseases won't come into our bodies, but we have to take those active steps day in, day out to make sure that we break them with God's help.
Right. And I feel, just to add to what Emily is saying, like, and going back to what everybody originally said, I will never be a size 2, right? And I have to come to grips with that. I will never be a size 2 unless God does a miracle, like serious miracle, but I'm not praying for that. You look at Serena Williams, you look at Venus Williams, you look at these individuals, and they're not a size 2, but they're healthy as anything you could possibly have out there. They eat healthy, they work out, they're strong, but they would never be a size 2. And we have to be confident in that fact and embrace that and be bold and beautiful in our own skin at the end of the day. And I feel, just going back to for unity and one voice, one heart, one nation, if we can all just see ourselves and be happy with who we are, this world would be a better place, because then I'm able to tell Emily, if I'm confident and strong and bold and excited about my life and getting a lot of sleep like Alicia, I can go to Emily and like, Emily, you look great. And I can share that positivity with her, or Sam, who never smiles, but I share that positivity and make her laugh so hard that she doesn't know when to stop, just letting you know.
Yeah, and that's so true. I mean, everybody is just very different. Even going, I don't know if you guys remember, there was a commercial about cholesterol, and the commercial was this like thin, like cut guy is at the pool about to dive into the pool, and he collapses. And the point of the commercial was that you can be so fit, but your cholesterol can be high because of genetics. And that outward appearance doesn't necessarily mean anything. And another thing, just to hit on fast, when you go to the doctor, I know a lot of people hear about BMI, your body mass index, with your height and your weight. And I always use my boy Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger would be severely obese on that scale, but he's not. He's muscular. So that's why it's so important to remember that when you're looking at your numbers, and again, talking to your doctor, you have to take all that into consideration. If you're working out, I'm not a fan of like keep on looking at your weight every day. Weight fluctuates every day. You can check it every week or so, but it fluctuates. Keep it consistent. But the key is if you're toning, if you're losing inches, because as we gain muscle, if you're working out and gaining muscle contributes to our weight. So it's really not based on your poundage. It's based on just your makeup. So remember that too. Going back to like Kenny's talking about somebody having an athletic build, You know, some of those volleyball players, those girls, some of those girls are 6 feet tall. And you know, they're just beasts, but they're toned, you know, they're fit women. So the key is to remain fit. It has nothing to do with skinny, medium, big, is that you want to be fit in your body type and love who you are. You know, at the end of the day, our point here and for Unity TV is love who you are, because when we love and accept who we are, we love and accept other people for who they are. So that's what we ultimately want to share. For me, I just want to, again, I'm Dr. D here in St. Louis. I just quickly want to share that, you know, for me personally, you know, Kenny's kind of talked, she's my sister, so she kind of talked about some of our genetics, but something I went through myself was I had a kidney infection. So anybody who's in the medical field, Vanessa isn't on today. She's a nurse, and I know she would totally understand my pain. We're so bad in the medical field at holding our urine, not taking a break. We go through the day not eating, not drinking, like nothing. Because when we get done, you know you have to go to the bathroom, but you're like, oh, I got somebody waiting for me. I got to go take care of them. And it's just nonstop that you keep going. So about 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I ended up having this severe pain in my right lower side. And I was like, oh, it's probably nothing. Then I thought it was my appendix, because one morning I woke up and I started to vomit. I just started to vomit. I was like, oh my gosh, I may have to have surgery. So I ended up getting a CAT scan. It turned out it was my kidney. I had an infection in my kidney that traveled from my bladder. So it started off as a urinary tract infection and traveled all the way up to my bladder. But I was such a champ. They put the IV in my arm. I worked with my IV and then went over to the hospital every day to get my fluids and my IV antibiotics. That's how committed I am to see what a committed doctor. I love my patients. But with that, I just wanted to share that at the end of the day, you know, as a physician, I always preach self-care, but that really taught me that ultimately I also have to do self-care, that no matter how busy I am, I need to be drinking water. My sister was so awesome. She bought me this jug like this big. And, you know, it's such a jug that it makes you feel guilty because it tells you, like, where you should be at each time of the day. So she bought me that jug. So I stick with that because then I'm like, oh, my gosh, I'm behind. But definitely make sure you're drinking enough water. When you need to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom, because a simple urinary tract infection can go into a whole kidney infection. And thank God, because just to let you know, a kidney infection can get into your bloodstream and people can get really, really sick from that. One of our family members, that happened to them, kidneys, they were in the hospital for antibiotics. So that can happen. So from something little, something big can come out of. So that's why just little self-care things for ourselves are so, so important. So thank you, ladies.
Yeah.
I hope nobody's holding their urine.
Dr. D, I just want to add in from a comment that came into the chat. So Carmen Smith is saying that I found that no matter what weight I am, if I'm not mentally and emotionally healthy, my physical health is poor. And it just goes back to what you're saying about self-care. We have to make sure that we're good, we're okay mentally, emotionally, and then our physical health will stay in check with that.
That's right. And Carmen, I saw you said you have that jug in purple. I got it in purple too, girl. That's my favorite color. By the way, do you know they got the iPhone out in purple? Let's buy each other one. Let's connect. Just message me.
And also, I think Iris put something in our personal chat here, her question. So I thought that was a great question.
We had a question about counting calories. So counting calories is something really deep. If you haven't signed up, I know Global Christian Ministries, Kenny says, is it going to be virtual, the women's conference, or is it all in person?
No, it's all in person. Sorry, you're the only virtual.
Sorry. So if anybody is located in New York, you need to check it out. Global Christian Ministries will be doing a women's conference on May 8th. And I will be speaking there. One of the things I'll be speaking on is calorie counting. Now, calorie counting is good if you do it correctly, because let me tell you, out in the world, it's so just like numbers all over the place. Just to give you a quick and dirty to it, when you look at a nutrition label, please note that that is based off of 2,000 calories. And none of us should be eating 2,000 calories unless you exercise like 2 to 3 hours a day. So those numbers on the box are very skewed. For a healthy female, you should keep your calories at about 1,200 to 1,500, and 1,500 is higher up. So if you're wanting to lose weight, you should probably stick to like 1,000 to 1,200 daily calories. For guys, it's 1,500 to 1,800, with that being in place. That if you're trying to lose weight, closer to 1,500 is better for you. So it is a good thing. You just really need to know how to count them. I think calorie counting on a daily basis as a lifestyle isn't something you need to do, but in order to figure out where you're going wrong, because I get a lot of people who come in and they're like, Doc, I don't know what it is, but I don't even eat anything. Okay, it's physically impossible not to eat anything. I'm just gonna throw that out there. It's physically impossible not to eat anything and still gain weight. Just saying. So the calorie counting just helps for you to realize how much sugar you're getting, how much carbs, fat, protein, so that you can divvy all of that up so it's better. Like I did it once. There's a whole bunch of apps on there. I did it once again because Kenise talked about diabetes in her family, and I realized even though I thought I was eating healthy, stuff like yogurt has sugar in it. Granola bars have sugar in it. So much stuff are high in sugar that I had to like step back and watch what I was eating for breakfast. So just know if you're going to calorie count that you can do it. Somebody mentioned a question about meal prep. Meal prep's really good on the weekend. I'm a proponent. If you have time on the weekend, cook extra food and freeze it so that during the week when you're busy and working and you don't have time to cook one evening, to definitely whip out what you cooked over the weekend so you don't have to buy fast food or go out someplace. And the other thing I always say, you can have a leftover night. Everybody most of the times have leftovers. Make one night a week a leftover night, because there are starving people out there. I'm not a fan of people wasting food. So in my house, we have leftover night at least once a week. So definitely awesome. Love this, ladies. But we're just gonna.
We have some other questions. I think we have some other questions in the chat, Emily.
Okay, shoot.
Emily posted it.
Yes, there was a question in the chat that was posed by Ruth. She would like to know how much water we should drink every day.
So Ruth, so that's like weight-based, truly, if you want to follow that. But for adult women, it's usually 8 to 9 glasses of water. If you're drinking from that purple jug, girl, don't worry about it. You're getting enough water. And then also don't forget, if you're working out, you need extra water, because as you burn calories and you sweat, you're losing water. So make sure for like every 30 minutes you're working out, add 8 ounces, so an extra glass of water for every 30 minutes that you're working out to stay hydrated. And since we're kind of in a transition here, don't forget to share the video. Again, don't forget that if you're looking at this, we're talking about physical health, because for Unity TV, we're hitting on everything, because if we're physically not fit, I love Alicia, if you're physically not fit, you won't be mentally fit, and that's how bad things happen from what we've talked about. Alicia, you're getting lightning and thunder. That's what my little boy does. He's like lightning and thunder coming out. So don't forget to share the video. We're going to transition really quickly before we wrap up. Each of the girls are just going to share one activity that they love to do, one workout that they love to do. And I'm going to start it off. Dr. D, I love my Peloton. My husband got me a Peloton. I love it. I love the different classes. I love just the variety. It has weights. I really like it. But one thing, if you're doing cardio, make sure you always put weights in there. So I would say that's my favorite thing right now. Next, we're going to have Emily. Back to Emily.
Hi. I really like, what I found that I really like doing is home workouts, and I really like exercising my arms. Like this past month, I think I've been like consistently exercising my arms, and I love it. Like it's just like 10-minute quick workouts that I find on YouTube if anybody like wants them. I like following Chloe Ting or Blogilates. They are amazing home workout. Like I highly recommend, but I love working out my arms. Pre-COVID, I'm actually a part of my school's step team. We have been meeting again, but stepping really helps, like getting like your entire body moving, especially when you're doing it with a team. Like our team is amazing. I love our team. Doing it with people like just gets you really pumped, really motivated, and it gets your entire body moving. So I love doing that.
I love that. And that's so important because, again, just on the Peloton, what I like is live classes. You see other people, and, you know, it doesn't matter what race, what background you're from. It's always nice to work out with a group of people and encourage each other. All right, next is Alicia and Annie.
Hey guys, so I'm about to go get my piggy bank and write Peloton on there. That'll be my Christmas present for myself this year. One of the things that I do to work out, I like to get pumping when I work out. I don't like to do stretching and workout. I don't, maybe once a week I would throw that in just to put my body relaxed, but I like pumping, like get my energy going, my heart rate going. And I would go to the gym, like a friend of mine, like we would tailgate, like we would go to each other, like go with each other to the gym, work out like for an hour. Sometimes you're working out, you don't even know like where the time go. We spend like 2 hours in the gym sometimes, but I like to work out at home. There's this app that I use. It's called Beachbody that I use. It gives you different workout every day that you could work out with, and it truly works. And it's like 60 minutes, like to an hour a day you work out, and it's simple stuff that you can do, and you get your music on and you could work out. But I like to do mostly cardio. Treadmill, I love treadmill. You put me on a treadmill, I'll run. Put me outside, not me, but I can go on a treadmill. What about you, Amy?
Well, for me, it's totally different. She likes the heart rate pumping and all of that. But like I mentioned in the beginning, with the issue that I have with PCOS, and I know Deline touched upon it about the cortisol levels, for my body type, I can't do workouts that will cause my body to release those type of hormones, because then your body loves that. If you're trying to lose weight, it's not going to happen. So for me, what I do is slow weighted workouts, which it gives you the same effect of burning. You do get muscle aches and all of that, but just finding what works for your body type, because again, everybody's not built the same. All of our bodies are different. So she might like the heart rate pumping. For me, I always thought that the more out of breath you are, the more weight you're actually losing and the more fat you're burning. But again, like I've been doing that for years and it wasn't working. So now I'm kind of switching it all up and doing the slow weighted workouts.
Yeah,
so,
she can't work out with me. She can't keep up.
No.
I love that. We're back to Kenise.
Yeah, I like to kickbox.
Kickbox. Did you mention that?
I love martial arts. I mean, I would love to be like a boxer.
Steven Seagal.
Like there's one movie with Van Damme who I love, where he does a split in the kitchen and it's like his legs are on two. Like I don't know if I could ever do that.
Keep working on it.
Yeah, but I'm looking for a class right now because unfortunately my class had closed down, and this one place that opens up, they're right here where I live, but I can never get there when they're open. They're always closed. I was like COVID. But I can work out at home, and again, I like the physical nature of getting with other individuals and getting that momentum going. I'm a chatter when I work out. I like to talk. I'll be like, yo, what's up? Like I like that. So I think that's what works for me.
And we're back to Sam.
Yeah, I like working out with people too. So like this semester, I've been working out with my friends. We'd wake up, because like in the apartment, we just do quick workouts in the morning before we go to class. But she likes to talk, and I'm over here like trying to get these workouts. So that she's talking, have a whole conversation. I'm like, ma'am, I can't do this right now. But so what I enjoy the most is actually going on like walks or like hikes, because you're walking, jogging, and you're with the person, and you're just talking, and you're having nice conversation. You don't realize how long you've been walking, how far you've gone. Or even if I walk by myself, it's just relaxing. So it's like best of both worlds. Whether I'm with somebody or I'm not with somebody, I give myself time to think, get the stuff that I like, take time for myself, or I can have conversations and also not realize how long I've been walking, how far I've gone. And just like, I like seeing how faster I can do it. So I would do 3.5 miles around Stony Brook. Every time I go for my walk, and like my time shortens, even if it's by a few seconds, it's still shortened a little bit every single time. So that's what I like to do now.
That's right. Love it. Compete against yourself, not other people. That's how you're going to get better. Peggy.
I'm with Sam M on this with the whole walking thing. I love it. It's free too, so that's great. You're saving money, like unless you like walk into the store, but you can walk
free.
It's all free. So I work in retail too, so I'm constantly on my feet, and I'm inside a building. So when I see like the sun coming out, I'm just so jealous of people who get to walk around and they get the fresh air. So sometimes if before I go to work and I'm early, I'll walk around the area right before and just get that fresh air. Or if I'm on my breaks and go to get food, I'm taking in the fresh air. It also clears your head too. I don't know, I like to have my headphones in too, and it's just a way to like revive and stuff like that. So walking around, if you haven't tried it, definitely try it.
And finally, Iris.
I love that. Just walking around, you won't even notice that you're just burning everything off. For me, like, I'm so weird because I have to motivate myself. Once my mind tells me, okay, you're gonna go to the gym, my body's like, okay, she's gonna go to the gym. So like it'll instantly start getting hot, and like I don't know what to do. So for me, I'll just go to the gym and I'll do every workout. Currently, right now, I'm trying to work out on my back because I got them back bubbles. So I'm trying to work. So I love, like, I'm fascinated with my back now because I work out with my cousin. I watch him when he works out, and because he's a guy, like, they naturally start buffing up within seconds. And I'm like, I want to get to that. So currently right now, my favorite machine is the one where you pull down the weights and you can do individual sides. I don't know what it's called. It's like and I can feel my back tensing, and I just love it. I love that feel of like something's happening, no matter if it's for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, for an hour, I'm doing something. And I think that's mostly important. If you're making that conscious decision to get up and get out, do something healthy, just do it. Jump out, do it, because you're going to feel so much better. It's going to create such a positive environment for yourself. And yeah, just that's my favorite for now. Right now, it'll change next week.
Thank you, ladies. So, guys, thank you for sharing, your story. Thank you for sharing what you love to do. For our audience, for watching, we hope you've enjoyed this. And essentially what we want you to take home is that we want you to be healthy in every part of your life, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Don't forget to love yourself, because when you love yourself, we love other people and we accept other people in a better way. So, of course, don't forget to share the video if you're watching. Don't forget, if you're watching on replay, #replay. We just want to thank you for watching. Don't forget, of course, to follow us on Facebook for Unity TV, the same on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss when a video goes live. And of course, don't forget our grand international love-a-thon, our second love-a-thon that is international, will be happening this year, July 24th. You don't want to miss it. There is going to be people from all over the world spreading the message of love, hope, and unity. And we don't want you to miss out on that. If you're interested in being a part of the love-a-thon, definitely reach out to us. We would love to have you be a part of it. And again, we love you guys. Have a great, healthy, and happy week from us to you.